Hello everybody, this is the first in what should be a short series of videos in which I showcase new features of the map, Downtown V2 RE, an upcoming Garry's Mod roleplay map. So today I'm going to show you some of the new apartment buildings, or old apartment buildings that I've been fixing up, talk about the commercial zone, and some plans, and we'll go from there. So, first up is this, well, it's the cheap apartments. There's a sign on it that says Hostel, and I always thought of it as like, a boarding house or a dormitory, like somewhere where you'd just maybe get a couple roommates and it'd be pretty cheap to rent, not too fancy, but not too horrible either. I always liked that downstairs there's this shop. I haven't actually made any changes to this shop, but you can see it's right inside the main hallway of this building, and I figured that if we improve the residential area, if more people are choosing to build their base in here, then just by proxy this shop does better. But if you have any suggestions, I'd be happy to see. So we'll go upstairs, and you can see what I mean. Here's some college students. Get a bed frame, you damn dirtbags. Now they have to save money for textbooks and drugs. But it's the same layout. I've moved that wall a bit to create a little countertop space, and of course you still have that same closet for your legitimate goods. But yeah, the textures are a bit different. I've been using entirely Half-Life textures. This is to ensure that people who don't have Counter-Strike Source can still play the game, which I think has been going pretty well. So there you see those two brick windows in the middle. That's, as if the building was renovated at some point. I kind of just did that because I didn't like the unequal sizing of the two rooms on each floor. And the keen-eyed among you will see that the roof is a bit shorter. There used to be a brick column above. I thought that was kind of ugly. I got rid of that. That's the hostel building, basically. The back rooms for the shop are still the same. I could update these. I'm not sure how yet. I think there used to be map furniture in here, which I've been mostly removing, generally speaking. Now this building is where I've been making the most changes. On Downtown V2, it's kind of crummy. There's graffiti on the walls. I gentrified it. I went in, I renovated it, I made all the walls very fancy. I expanded the room size. Yeah, see, there's the new receptionist. He's a little eccentric, but he's got the spirit. But yeah, I decided that since this place has so many buyable doors, and it's generally in a desirable location, it should kind of reflect that fact in how it's laid out. You can see some of the old tenants here. Yes, that's right, Father Grigori. Yeah, some of the old tenants, well, they can't quite afford it anymore. Movers should be by soon, but that's the price of progress, I guess. Oh, here you got some yuppies moving in. I suggest you take the elevator. You can see that I've spruced it up quite a bit. Pretty fancy compared to what it was before. There's a texture bug that I'll have to deal with. And we'll go see one of the rooms. Yeah, that's definitely not supposed to do that. So I've been kind of having a lot of fun making this building seem a bit nicer, You have these sort of minimalist plaster hallways, kind of reminds you of a hotel. Go inside. And it's not like that high class, but considering that these are some of the fancier rooms, I mean, you can hide contraband in this cabinet, in the fridge, in the bathroom, in the closet, and hell, even the bedroom. So it's a very versatile place just because of how many doors it has, and it's also right next to the main Spawn Plaza park area. So I've made it a bit fancier, and I've made the apartments a bit bigger. So that's about it for the 2 apartment buildings so far. Let's take a look at the residential zone and talk about that. Not residential, I meant commercial. That isn't supposed to do that. Yeah, sorry folks. Okay, so here we have the 2 little shops right on Main Street next to the PD. This one is empty, it's kind of a blank slate, although I did add a back door, which I think is a bit nicer. And then over here, people often make like a convenience store in this spot. So I've kind of given, a proper, there's like a bar door thing to stop people from jumping up on the countertop. And you'll also see that I flipped that display backwards, so there's now a glass pane in front of that. And what you can do is you can put merchandise up there, sort of on display, and then people can come up and see the merchandise, and then you can just sell it to them right from behind the counter. Now this doesn't completely prevent people from crouching in, it makes it a bit harder, but it's generally a bit more secure than it was before, and a bit more convenient as well with that, what will be a buyable bar door. So that's the commercial zone so far. I've updated a few of the other buildings. You'll probably see that at some point in the future. Or maybe I've already told you about it, I don't know. But I want to talk about this building right here, which is currently just a big block. There's nothing in it. There's an empty garage door that you can't interact with. Now I've been thinking of making it a kind of bazaar, or some sort of open-air, semi-open-air market, where the idea is there's 1 or 2 garage doors, and what you can do is you can buy the doors, you can open them up, and just sort of have a shop that's right open to the street, but in a private space. And the interesting thing about that is that this building is actually containing multiple different properties. Like, if I go over here, this yellow building is not really going to be entirely ownable by any one person. It's just too big for that to ever make any sense. But there is, in the back, this little room, and you'll see there's a big garage door there. And I think the end game, I've seen this in another map, is for people to be able to connect their stores with this garage door down here and maybe, I don't know, smuggle some stuff in, explore the underground, I'm not sure yet. So that's the residential and commercial zone immediately around Spawn. I guess I can talk about how I've retextured the, I don't know what that is, like a car garage. But yeah, I've been trying to just make it a more interesting area to, live or trade in, because, that's kind of what we want to do with the central downtown corridor of the map, is have that be, the busiest area where you can generally, find the most activity and interact and have those, fun scenarios that Dark RP is known for. Oh. So I guess that concludes things with Father Grigori helping us sign off. And I'll post more of these updates in the future.